Get ready, because we're about to take it to the mic stand. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? See, the only other person in here with me right now is ATC, Action Toy Channel. How'd your day go today, ATC? Hey, Dave Marks is here too. Hey, Dave. Look at that. Doing good. How'd your day go today, Dave? See what you had to say there. Just hit the 100 sub milestone. Oh, goody. Ah, I'm only 8 away from that, so I'm not too far behind. Hopefully, we can start getting more people in here. And well, let's see. Dave had something. I'm full of potato salad, normalized jalapenos in potato salad. Ah, I see. So, what did you guys do today? Wife made chili tonight. That sounds good. Yeah. 4 people. I realized I had all this week's vids weren't scheduled. So I felt pretty. uh, well, that I mean, I think we all have moments of moments like that. There, ATC. I don't think it's anything to be too bothered by. Even I had my share of missing links, as it were. I got caught in the rain going to the gas station. It was nice. Sometimes in life, it feels good to get rained on. Yeah, it can be. Just as long as you don't end up sick, from it. You know, as long as you don't end up like with a cold or something like that from it. Okay. So, were you just going to the gas station for gas, or did you have other stuff to get there? Was it like just a gas station, or was it like a mini mart that you had to go pick stuff up from, Dave? My dog Chi Chi just kicked a bigger dog's rear end. Ah, okay. What you ATC? Did you name your dog Chi Chi after the Dragon Ball character Chi Chi? Okay. I was grabbing snacks and smokes. I know they'll kill you. Yeah, I mean, hey Dave, here's my thing on smoking. For it's like if you become so addicted to tar, because tar is one of the ingredients. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, it's a different type of tar. But I mean, if you get such a fixation on tar, why not just go take a bite out of the street or something like that? That's my thing. Go Chi Chi. Yes. Excuse me a moment, guys. I gotta just go off camera here for a quick moment. All right, I'm back. But anyways, yeah, and just in case you guys are wondering why I haven't like jumped right into it yet, because I just want to see if we can get a few people in here before I get started. Because it's always like people come in late, and then they like yesterday, like I think and Anon and Batgoat just pretty much missed missed the main news story. So I'm gonna try to stretch it out this time. Maybe starting. That's why I'm just kind of kicking it and just just chatting it up right now. Wait to see if we can get some more people in earlier. You know, and I know Anonymity will probably turn it on on his way home from work. So I think what it's there is like just after 10 o'clock where he's at. In fact, it's just after 10 o'clock where you're at too, ATC. Just after 9 where you're at, I believe, right, Dave? Uh, yeah, she wanted outside. I was like, "You gotta pee." She huffed, so I let her out, and there was a group of dogs, and they all ran when they saw Chi Chi laugh out loud. Uh, it was 10:07. Okay. Oh, I'm probably thinking of Batgoat, I'm probably thinking Batgoat, who's actually in the Central Time Zone. I was thinking you were probably in Central Time Zone for some reason, but I think it's Batgoat. Hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, well, what I did today, I watched my Toonami block earlier today. And I'm working in the daytime. I'm working my way through like Mobile Fighter, G Gundam, um, rewatching Shingu Secret of the Silver Wars, watching for the second time D Gray Man, and then I'm also watching Winx Club and played some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links in here and there as well. She covered in blood, but none is hers. She has two scratches on her. Well, at least she survived. Hmm. Sounds like a pretty big, tough dog. Jesus, ADC. I guess those dogs will learn not to mess with Chi Chi, right? Let me ask you guys something. How do you guys feel about a lot of J-pop and anime themes, opening and ending themes? What do you guys think of that stuff? Music, German Shep mix with a hound of some kind. Hmm. Oh yeah, she's got to be pretty tough then. Big and tough. Mm. You guys like listening to like J-pop and like the opening, opening themes of some animes? Anime songs always slap as the kids say, but I'm one of the sinners who skipped them after a while. Hmm. So, Mike, you start watching Assassination Classroom yet? Yeah, I've been watching them, on Saturday nights. You know, um, when they're on Toonami and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they're up. I think on Toonami they're up to like episode 4 or 5 or something like that. Kid just came back from suspension in this latest episode, and he instantly went after the teacher. Never skipped the Cowboy Bebop opening and ending though. Yeah, that's pretty cool one. Dave. Also, another one that I like as well that came out from that period is the Wolf's Rain opening, Stray. That one's a pretty cool one, and that one was actually written and performed by Steve Compte, American singer for the anime. So Stray, Stray. Plus, the Cowboy Bebop's got kind of the classic, kind of jazzy feel to it as well. So, okay, 13 minutes. I'll go couple of. What was the anime name? Wolf's Rain. Wolf's Rain was the name. The opening theme is Stray. Um, Pretty interesting one, darker one, basically about wolves in human form. I know the dub was done out here in LA, so actually I think that was one of Johnny Young Bosch's earlier anime works because Johnny does the English voice for Kiba in Wolf's Rain. Johnny Young. Apparently, I know a hentai creator, but they asked me to not out them. Uh, yeah, some people just want to stay in their little closet, the little dark corners of the world, huh? Hmm. Yeah. Okay, we're coming up on the 15-minute mark. Hmm. So, you guys got any big plans for the weekend? See, you wouldn't expect this person to draw the stuff they do. If there are a number of hentai moonlighters in the business, the guy who did Azumanga Daioh did hentai. I don't care. Uh, buy toys. What else? And then make videos. Yeah, buying toys to collect, or buying toys to repair, or buying toys to do both. There, ATC. Hmm. All of the above. Okay. Hmm. All right, then let's see. We're coming up on 17-minute mark. All right. Well, hopefully some more people will show up and catch at least some of the news stories. So, okay, guys. So, with all that being said, here's what's on tap for tonight. I did find a couple of stories. Um, one involving Crunchyroll and the other involving Titan Comics. I'm going to do the Crunchyroll story first. Um, so let's get to it then. And of course, here it is. So Crunchyroll adds the first 42 episodes of Case Closed, aka Detective Conan, to their streaming library. Now, mind you guys remember, Crunchyroll and Funimation are basically partnering up to do a lot of stuff here. And it was Funimation who did, I believe, dub like the first 130 episodes of Case Closed. Maybe if we get lucky, maybe they'll continue after that too. But anyways, well now I'll end up checking out Wolf's Rain. 30 episodes should keep me occupied for a few days. Hmm. Yeah, I think it was a full season. I think Wolf's Rain was a full season, but anyways, so here we go. Crunchyroll announced they are adding the first 42 episodes of Case Closed, also known as Detective Conan outside the United States, to their streaming library. The anime series is based off the Japanese detective manga series by Gosho Aoyama, um, that was originally serialized in Weekly Shonen Sunday beginning in January 1994. The manga has since been collected into 98 tankobon as of April of 2020. And here's some of the artwork there for it. Case closed. One truth prevails. The manga was adapted into an anime series by Yomori Telecasting Corporation and TMS Entertainment, with the first episode debuting in January 1996. The series follows high school detective Shinichi Kudo. Many of us would know him as Jimmy Kudo in the English dub, the son of a famous mystery writer, as he aids the police in solving a number of mysteries, um, as well as criminal cases. In order to solve these cases, he rallies um, He relies on his wits and the power of reason. According to Yomori, the manga series has over 230 million copies in circulation, making it one of the most sold mangas of all time, behind One Piece, Dragon Ball, Gogo 13, and Naruto. Now, I've seen the anime. I watched the anime of Gogo 13 a few months ago. It's a pretty interesting story there, following the tales of an assassin. Here's some more of the artwork from the series right here. Okay. The anime series has aired over 900 episodes in Japan since it premiered in January 1986. Not only has it aired over 900 episodes, but the franchise has seen 23 feature films made as well. Wow, that's a pretty interesting um, feat for such a franchise. It just kind of sucks that they didn't like continue with the dub over here in the states. You know, there's a lot of material there. Let's see. The latest film, Detective Conan: The Fist of Blue Sapphire, premiered just last year on April 12th, 2019. Um, Detective Conan: The Scarlet Bullet, which was expected to be released on April 17th, 2020, was delayed due to the coronavirus pandemic. The film was rescheduled back in June to premiere in Japanese theaters in April 2021. I guess here's the promotional poster for that movie. And of course, the text is all in Japanese, of course. Let's see if you guys have anything to say on that thus far. 900? That's almost as much as One Piece. Yeah, I mean, in Japan, Dave, in Japan, I guess, as they call it over there, Detective Conan is actually still pretty popular. It just, for whatever reason, it didn't catch on here in the States. Maybe because it was a detective story, what have you. But with that many episodes, Funimation could theoretically start dubbing it again, unless somebody else were to decide to pick up. But I don't think anybody else is going to pick up the license. So I think it would be Funimation to continue dubbing it if it did get dubbed, or if those episodes beyond 130 got dubbed. So, anyways, continuing on here. Here's a synopsis for the film from Crunchyroll. The world's largest sports festival, WSG World Sports Games, which only takes place once every 4 years, a la the Olympics, I guess, um, is scheduled to be held in Tokyo soon. Um, and it is also announced that the world's first vacuum superconducting linear train will start running from Nagoya to Tokyo in conjunction with the opening ceremony. Um, then the event's prominent sponsors are kidnapped at a party venue. Shuichi Akai is monitoring the incident, and the FBI is waiting waiting for an instruction from him. Meanwhile, Conan finds a connection between the kidnap and the abominable WSG successive abduction that happened in Boston 15 years ago, um, which was also investigated by the FBI. Is this just a coincidence? What will happen in Tokyo, where people are gathering from all over the world? You can view the previously released trailer for the film below. So I guess you can, if you want to go try to find it on YouTube. Um, Here's the official description of the long-running anime series as provided by Crunchyroll. The son of a world-famous mystery writer, Shinichi Kudo, has achieved his own notoriety by assisting the local police as a student detective. He has always been able to solve the most difficult of criminal cases using his wits and power of reason. The first 42 episodes will be available on Crunchyroll beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. Of course, they don't seem to give the date here, um, unless they're saying that the date is today. But I didn't see that. These original 42 episodes join a bevy of other episodes available on Crunchyroll. The streaming company announced back in 2014 during New York Comic Con they would be simulcasting new episodes. Do you plan on checking out the original Case Closed, aka Detective Conan episodes on Crunchyroll? Um, would be interesting to see if they do dub the newer episodes because the series did run a pretty long time. It, some ways, in terms of length, it's I know Dave mentioned that it was just about as long as One Piece and also here in the States it's pretty comparable to The Simpsons. If you think about it, running basically the anime running since 1996. We're in 2020 now. That's like 24 years right there, which is pretty comparable to The Simpsons here in the States. So, anyways, I'm gonna go off camera for just a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's see, Dave, you said something there. I never got into Detective Conan, but I might give it a shot. I do like a Sherlock homage, um, which is why I will always promote Sherlock Hound. Okay, I guess Sherlock Hound is a dog's version of a a version of Sherlock Holmes, just more involving dogs and people. Excuse me one more time here. I'm back. I mean, one of the other elements about that too, at least from what I understand, it doesn't look like you could almost make the argument that Conan seems to be Detective Conan, Case Closed seems to be more of a cartoon, just in terms of its episodic style. Much like Pokemon and Simpsons, where the characters don't seem to have aged all that much in like 24 years. So that's another interesting point there. Before I move on to the next story, let's see. Yeah, Dog People, old anime. Miyazaki did 2 episodes. Oh, yeah, Miyazaki, the guy from Studio Ghibli, right? Miyazaki, the guy who did Studio Ghibli, right? Yep, yep. All right. Well, with that story being done, of course. Yep, yep. Um, I am going to move on to the second story I was going to feature tonight. This coming from Titan Comics. Um, New Blade Runner 2029 series announced. Uh, let's see. Already past the 32-minute mark. Oh. And you can tell which episodes he did. That man is strict about fluid animation. Well, yeah, I hear you know, probably one of the more he's probably one of the best at it. So, you take enough pride in your work, and of course you're gonna really be strict about it. But anyway, so let's move on to this next story here. Titan Comics, alongside Alcon Media Group, announced a brand new Blade Runner series with Blade Runner 2029. This new series continues Titan Comics' Blade Runner story that began with Blade Runner 2019 and is an official sequel to Ridley Scott's 1982 cult classic film. Just here's some of the artwork here. Blade Runner 2029 will be written by Blade Runner 2049 screenwriter Michael Green alongside co-writer Mike Johnson. I think we heard that name before too, right? I think Mike Johnson. Yeah, that's right. Because I mentioned him in a previous this day in each history. He was one of the co-writers for some Tim Burton work. Well, they are joined by artist Andres uh, Ginaldo and colorist Marco Lesko. The series follows the LAPD's most lethal Blade Runner, Detective Anna Ash Ashina, as she returns to the streets hunting down renegade replicants. While hunting down replicants, she is challenged by two of them, with one offering her salvation, the other deadly damnation. Series editor David Leitch teased the series, saying, "In this era of the Blade Runner comic, we see Ash becoming more human, which I think is fascinating. The initial idea of this killing machine learning humility and humanity from a bioengineered individual is amazing." Blade Runner 2029, #1, will feature a number of different covers from artists Peach Momoko, John Wick, John Wick artist Giovanni Valletta, a Sid Mead concept cover, and more. The first issue of the series is expected to arrive on comic book shelves on December 16th, 2020. So yeah, that series coming out in this December, coming out by the end of the year. There, yeah. So, hmm. And oh, okay, we already read that. So, what do you guys think of that new Blade Runner series that will probably be coming out? What do you guys think of that new Blade Runner series coming out? Oh, it's always dangerous for a Blade Runner to become more human. For them, or for the people who they're going after. But if the idea is that the Blade Runner is a killing machine, I would think probably be for the Blade Runner themselves because if they become more human, they're probably meaning that they're more stricken with guilt over killing. Hmm. Or then, yeah, good point there, Dave. Hmm. Hmm. I see now. What else could I ask you guys about since that second story was a bit short? So hmm, we're only coming up on like a couple minute, like maybe about a minute 25 out from 40 minutes. Um, Dave, let's see what you have to say there. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for them because that's not what the corporation wants from them. They become they become seen as a defective product. Yeah, you see that in a lot of plot points there. You know, whether it be the government or a corporation come up with some kind of super soldier, super soldier killing machine, what have you, and then they start to become human, and they start to become human, and then of course they now don't want because now they're you know now it's like they're being burdened by the guilt of having to kill people, just being a killing machine. Um, if anything, it kind of reminds me of an old Twilight Zone episode where this guy built this robot individual, and he was great as a pitcher. He was great as a pitcher and stuff like that. The only thing is, people discovered he was a when people discovered he was a robot. The commissioner of Babel said, "Well, he can't really play because that's an unfair advantage." So the inventor gave him a heart, and then he all of a sudden he no longer was good at baseball. Not because he lacked the ability to. Obviously, he felt sorry for a lot of the guys that he was putting out of work. So he went on to become, you know, like like a health person or something like that, or um, yeah. But you do see that as a major as a plot point in a lot of things as well. I got to go off screen for just a moment here. I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. All right. So, are there any like animes you guys are looking forward to seeing in the near future? Like one of the ones on my night block that's like one of my favorites is Sure no Toki. That one's a pretty good one. I think I told some of you about that one. I really don't know. I don't keep up like that. Every now and then during my perusing, I just find something, run with it. Fair enough. And how I found Ascendance of a Bookworm. Hmm. Yeah, I kind of like, I came. That's very similar to how I kind of found like Yu Yu Hakusho, which became one of my all-time favorites. Was, you constantly be flipping through the channels, and then you'd see this trailer where they're talking about, they're telling you about Yusuke and his circumstances, and then, you know, and all this, after he died, basically. So, um, has anyone tried Negima? I've seen Negima before. It's a pretty cute one. Um, I've seen both versions there, ATC. Um, seen the dub version, of course, which again was dubbed by Funimation. Um, Negima, yeah, kind of a slice of life. David's kind of Negima's a slice of life kind of one with some magic in it. So basically, the main character, whose name is Negi, um, he's a young wizard, and as part of his graduation project, he has to go out into the real world and be able to show that he can fit into the real world without letting anybody know that he's a wizard. Okay, and the thing he does here is he gets a job. He's like 10 years old, 10-year-old wizard, and he gets a job at an all girls school as their teacher. So That's the crust of it. Oh, that looks like it was made by the same guy as Love Hina. Possible. What, did you just go look it up? Just go look it up, Dave? Guy, gal, I don't actually know who made Love Hina. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen the anime Love Hina as well. That one's another interesting one. Um, it's funny because I like a lot of harem animes too. There's Love Hina. I've seen my fair share of them. Love Hina, Magicano, Marabajo. You know, um, let's see, Negima. You could kind of make the argument is a harem anime as well. Um, and even you have some of the reverse harem animes like Oran High School Host Club. I think Brothers Conflict and The Wallflower. Yeah, I looking. You know, um, the that harem animes are fun in that they are slice of life. Granted there is some fan service in there, but there's also that comedic element when, especially when you have a situation where you have basically one the main character is one gender and like three to five of the opposite gender and they're all living together and you have some of the comic aspects of it like the whole walking into the bathroom while they're taking a shower bit that gets played up a lot. um Sometimes trying to get person woken up in the morning. you know um and you have the many different archetype characters too. You have the domestic, you have the athlete, you have maybe the calmer one, you have the more excitable one, have all those different character archetypes as well. um Not by the same person at all. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, they did like two versions of Negima. There's the Negima that ends with a question mark, and then there's the Negima that ends with an exclamation mark. They're slightly different series, um, but they're both still pretty fun to watch. So if you haven't seen them before, I would recommend guys check it out. If you want to have like a good laugh, obviously it's not something that you'd want to be watching with little kids. Maybe if you have like teenagers, you can watch it with them if you feel comfortable having your teenagers watch that. But I was into Love Hina as a teen. It was my unrequited love story, my Romeo and Juliet. Not really into the genre these days, and I can understand that, Dave. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you are or not. If you're if you're married and stuff like that, I can see why you might not be into that particular genre. I mean, for those of us who are single, and the idea of like as a straight single male myself, the idea of cohabitating with five women, and have kind of being in love with me, that does sound kind of interesting. to say the least. Um, Having them at your beck and call, as it were. We're past the 50-minute mark now. It's past 51 minutes here. ATC, you've been quiet for a while, man. Only said a couple of things. Of course, you got us started with the Negima conversation there. Oh, two different versions of Negima. That explains it. Negima exclamation point is by Ken Akimatsu. Love Hina guy. Negima question mark isn't. Yeah. Real life harems are a lot of work. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I think Yellow Flash actually reported on a real life reverse harem a while back. Um, I don't know if you guys remember that story about that girl with her five male lovers down in Florida. Um, yeah, so let's see. Yeah, actually, I just saw something too. Yu-Gi-Oh had two, at least had two different companies dub it. The what they called the season zero of Yu-Gi-Oh was animated by Toei Animation, and then the season one Yu-Gi-Oh series that we all know of, Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters, was I think it was animated by I don't know, it was Kodansha or what have you, but basically two different companies animated it. I don't actually need a tsundere in my life. Yeah. No, I mean, for me, the fascinating thing about watching the harem animes, of course, is just seeing all the different personality types and how they interact with the main character. Now, if you really want to look at if you really like the idea of a big harem, you guys should check out. Well, I know Dave, you said you're not into the genre anymore, but if you ever want to check out like a large scale harem, you should check out Sister Princess. That one had one male character, and supposedly he had um 12 sisters who all wanted to marry him. That one was a fun one to watch. They were all very interesting personalities and characters. Hmm. Oh, I know we have a fourth person here lurking. I wonder how they feel about all this. They must at least enjoy watching because they're watching it. They're watching the stream at least. Hmm. Yeah, I guess anonymity must be working late tonight because he hasn't shown up yet. And watch, maybe in a few minutes here, if I decide to do the this day in each history, he's gonna pop in right at that time. That'd be funny, like he did last night. Hmm. 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 I'm gonna just go off screen here for a moment. I can find the button. Okay. I see the appeal in a large cast of varied, if tropish, characters. That's why I loved Azumanga, Daioh, and Lucky Star. I saw those too. I saw both those. Those were very um, cute as well. I know Azumanga Daioh was dubbed by ADV, I believe, in Houston, and then Lucky Star was dubbed out here in LA. Going to another world with a smartphone is a great anime. Hmm. Haven't heard of that one. Hmm. All right. Also, let me also remind you guys, since I'm having a little trouble finding what else to talk about here, let me also remind you guys that tomorrow night is Friday Night Forum. Since I wasn't able to line up any guests, I'll be opening up the studio for you guys to join me if you would like. So hopefully we'll have you guys in and we'll be talking about a lot of stuff going on and all that. Excuse me for one moment here. Okay. So let's see now. 58. Ah, even without service, a smartphone is a useful tool. Yeah. Ah, let me see now. Um, so is there anything else you guys want to ask me, or anything you guys want to know that maybe I can answer any questions you guys might have, or anything you guys want to talk about, either from earlier tonight or anything else happening on your minds? Any animes you're looking forward to watching? Any maybe classic cartoons you want to talk about, or comics or anything like that? Hmm. Regarding Zero season 2 has been pretty good. Oh yeah, you're watching that, huh there, ATC. Regarding Zero season 2, you're watching that, huh? You wanna tell us a little bit about it? I mean, you don't have to spoil it or anything, but at least give us the basics. Be right back. Okay, Dave. Otherworld anime where the protagonist has the ability to resurrect. Ah, very interesting. It does sound like a pretty interesting anime there. Hmm. Does it hurt? Laugh out loud. I found I like Otherworld anime a lot. I think we all do. There's a lot. There does seem to be a lot of like RPG type anime out there too. Like, well, we were of course talking about some of them like Chaos Head the other night. Also, you got El Hazard. You have the Dot Hack series. You know, some of the MM, MMO, RPGs like Dot Hack, and also the Chaos Head, and I was just thinking of one too that was on to not Short on Online. Um, hmm. Yeah, like again, a lot of those. Let's see. Oh, Del Toro Quest is also another good one. Don't know if you guys had ever seen that one. That one was actually a pretty good one. Um, Kind of other world RPG type anime. Let's see. Um, Gate was okay, and so the self defense force spot was great. Deathmatch Rhapsody was amazing. Summoning a demon lord was hilarious. Yeah, let's see. What are some other ones? Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good ones. Let's see. There was the Legend of Legendary Heroes. That one was pretty good. The Sacred Blacksmith. That was another good one. Um, let's see. The 12 Kingdoms. Fushigi Yugi. Um, those are some good ones as well. Had to look up the proper term for otherworld anime. Isekai. Yeah, I've been seeing that word a lot lately in some of my searches. Laugh out loud. Monster Ranch. Yeah, that's another good one. I saw that one a few months ago. Monster Rancher was heartbreaking. Yeah, describing one that's aimed at kids is heartbreaking. That was because Monster Rancher was on Fox Kids. I know that one, not much. Digimon. I didn't really get into Digimon. I'm more into Pokemon myself. In the two franchises, Shield Hero is popular and current. Yeah, at some point I hope to start watching that soon. Don't know when. It might be a year or two, but I may look into that one as well. That one, I Shield Hero got a lot of heat because last year from because of the whole Me Too stuff going on. Digimon, Monster Rancher, Yu-Gi-Oh, Metabots, all about long hard journeys where people have a sad ending. Well, yeah, I can understand the Yu-Gi-Oh one because basically you get to the end of the series, of course, you see the dawn of or the that last duel between Yugi and Yami, and basically Yami. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it's sad, but also on another, it's okay because it's like Yami felt that he could now leave Yugi because Yugi was a good enough player and strong enough character to where he didn't need him anymore. You know, so that I think is what that was all about. I Pharaoh thought Pharaoh's name was Atem. Yeah. Well, yeah, his real name's Atem, but he's also referred to as Yami Yugi or Dark Yugi. Yami is the Japanese word for dark. Okay. Um, the reason I had to look up the term was because I couldn't remember this joke. The isekai bus of good fortune, which sends the protagonist to the other world, and it was killing me. Everybody getting hit by vehicles. Uh, okay. Pharaoh wasn't even good at the game. His power was to draw the best cards for the moment. Now remember, even in the ancient times, there's a lot of magic involved too. Um, cheater, 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 pumpkin eater. All right. Well, guys, I'm winding down a little bit here, so are you guys ready for this day in each history? Are you guys ready for this day in each history? Look back on this date in Nietzsche, in the world of Nietzsche. All right. Yay! What happened today then? What do you mean, Dave? What do you mean? Why am I wearing down? I just sometimes even sometimes when you're running amok, all over the place. I know lately I've been getting in bed later and later than I really want to, so that might be leading into it. Saga of Tamiya of the Evil. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this day in each history and start wrapping this up. So thank you guys for being with me tonight. So let's take a look. Today is September the 17th, 2020. So let's take a look back on this day in each history. So the first thing we're going to take a quick peek at here, a little pro wrestling history, of course. I was able to find. Um, on this date back in 1995, 25 years ago today, from the Asheville Civic Center in Asheville, North Carolina, WCW held its Fall Brawl event on this date 25 years ago today. In the main event, you saw Hulk Hogan, Lex Luger, Randy Savage, and Sting teaming up to defeat the Dungeon of Doom members Kamala, Meng, Shark, and Zodiac, who were led to the ring by the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan. Um, of course, with the passing about a month ago of Kamala, this is apropos. Um, but this is the main event from Fall Brawl. Also on the card saw Harlem Heat defeat Bunkhouse Buck and Dick Slater for the WCW World Tag Team Championships. Diamond Dallas Page defeating the Renegade for the WCW World Television Championship. And then Johnny B. Bad beating Brian Pillman for the number one contendership to the United States Heavyweight Championship, plus a couple um, other preliminary matches. So that happened in the world of pro wrestling on this date in 1995. Also in 1995 seemed to be so nice that they had to do it twice. Um, on this date in 1995 on TV Tokyo, they aired the penultimate episode of Tenchi Universe. Um, so it was the penultimate, meaning the next to the last episode. This had Tenchi and the Fabled Knights um, battle their way into the throne room, culminating in a face-off with Kagato and himself. So on this date, 25 years ago as well, was the penultimate episode of of Tenchi Universe airing on TV Tokyo in Japan. So, moving ahead now, we have a fifth person joined us. I knew something like that was going to probably happen. But anyways, see now. So on this date in 1997, 23 years ago today, um, the first edition of the miniseries Batman vs. Predator 3 went on sale on this date in 1997, 23 years ago. Batman vs. Predator 3 went on, the first issue of that miniseries went on sale 23 years ago today. And finally, on this date, 15 years ago today. Oh, Dave Marks yet looks like. Oh, Batgoat just said. uh, it's me. Sorry, late. Yeah, I know. Batgoat. Mike called it. It's okay, Batgoat. You made Mike a prophet. Uh, did he really laugh out loud? I just had a feeling that I was going to get to the point where I got through everything. I was going to be wrapping it up, and somebody was going to, you and or anonymity were going to coming in, just like you did last night. I was preoccupied. My first grandson was born 15 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. At least you made it in time for the This Day in Each History. Congratulations there, Grandpa Batgoat. Evening, Batgoat. Um, yeah, we're just about to wrap up here, but I guess you can go back and watch the earlier parts of the stream. When you get a chance. Um, but anyway, so here's the last bit of This Day in Each History. Thank you. All are healthy. Okay. Hey, Action. Hey, Dave. Oh, hey, congrats. Yeah. So, anyways, back to after this. So, on this date in 2005, 15 years ago today, Lunatics Unleashed, um, Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island, and Johnny Test would make their debut on Kids WB on this date 15 years ago today. On this date 15 years ago today, Lunatics Unleashed, Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island, and um, Johnny Test would make their debuts on the Kids WB. So that's all that went down on this date, and that's all that went down on this date in 1997, guys. So with that being said, and again, I just would like to, of course, wish Batgo to congratulations. Maybe tomorrow night you can tell us more about it. When I open up the studio for you guys tomorrow night. Um, so as I said, I was kind of winding down a little bit. My energy level is getting a little low, so I got to go grab a bite to eat. Pretty much what I need to do. Um, but thank you all for joining me. Thank you guys for the likes and shares. Um, Tomorrow night, I'll be opening up the studio for anybody who wants to join me, and we can chat it up verbally. So thank you guys for joining me. Maybe sounds good. I'll be here. Maybe we can hear from Backgoat about everything going on with his new grandson. Um, and catch up on some niche news and maybe even geek out a little bit on some more historical niche stuff. So until then, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.